Hello, kindred souls, and welcome to my spiritual oasis. Here, weary souls come to find inner wisdom and peace. We are doing a Soulful7 reading today, guided by our mythical creatures, beings. And so we have unicorns, fairies, and mermaids showing up to guide your messages today, and that's how the groups will be divided out. So before we get into that, let's invite you to join the Kindred family. I would like to invite you to join the Kindred family by subscribing to my YouTube channel if we're not already connected here. Drop a comment down below, let me know which group you selected, keeping in mind that these are general readings, and your unique message might be a combination of readings. So don't be afraid to watch more than one. And also take what resonates with you and leave the rest behind. Let's see. If you're interested in your own personal reading, you can connect with me on Etsy. Link is in the description. That's the only place that I offer personal readings. And yes, so awesome. So I've prepared 3 groups, as I said before. We have group 1 being guided by our unicorn energy, group 2 guided by the fairy energy, and group 3 guided by our mermaid energy. So pause the video at this point in time if you need a moment to meditate on which group, or groups if you're called to more than one has your unique message in it. Without further ado, we're going to get right into the reading. Hello, group 1. Welcome to your Soulful7 reading, where we have our messages being guided by mythical beings, mythical creatures, and you selected the unicorns to guide you. So our unicorns are beautiful and very pure light beings that have really strong messages to share with us, and they're beautiful spirit guides. So let's get right into the reading. These cards are a little big for my hands, so I'm going to shuffle them weird. Okay, so your guiding message from your unicorn guides. Courage. Beautiful. Okay. So right away, this card reminded me of the Strength card in Tarot. It feels like a couple of messages here. So the first one that I am picking up on is this idea that there's a very strong possibility that you are going to be in a situation where you're going to have to tap into your courage and potentially challenged with some sort of event or situation that's coming up. Your unicorn guides would like you to know that you are safe. That you are safe, and that fear is an illusion. Fear is an emotional response to unknown stimulation. It's a reaction in a lot of ways that our body has to unknown stimulation, because we don't know what it is. We don't know if it's there to hurt us or to help us, and so we instinctually kind of withdraw and we pull back. So your spirit guide wants you to know that fear is an illusion, and setting strong boundaries with the people, places, things, etc. around you is going to be a really difficult thing to do. It's going to take courage to do that, to stand up to people and places and the status quo and what is normal. But creating strong boundaries around yourself, especially with other people, it's actually really helpful and loving and nurturing to your relationships, because it allows people to know where you stand and what is acceptable to you. And people that choose to violate those boundaries, which a lot of times people will test them, but people that choose to violate those boundaries, you can distance yourself from them, and they already know the consequences of their actions. And I would say, optimistically, the majority of people will respect your boundaries now that they, when they know that they exist, and you can have a more harmonious connection with them. So establishing safe boundaries, and you might be introduced to something that's uncomfortable to you or something that you're afraid to do. Setting boundaries is actually often really difficult, especially if you're a more calm or gentle energy yourself. It might be more challenging for you to establish those boundaries because you're afraid of what people are going to say, what they're going to think, if they're going to like you, if they're going to want to be your friend or whatever, or they're going to be angry at you, something of that nature. So just know that that's going to take courage. It's not going to be easy, but it is going to be worth it. So we also have take a chance on love. And thinking about love in a more holistic way, not necessarily romantic love, but love for yourself, love friendships, familial relationships, any kind of love ship is really what we're talking about here. It could be romantic love. It could be something that you're afraid to do, maybe asking that person out or talking to that person you have a crush on. But the message here really is that almost like thinking about love as an adventure. That's kind of what I see in the imagery here. You have these two figures in this very tumultuous watery situation with this huge wave coming over them. This card is guided by the number 23, which reduces down to the number 5, and the number 5 is all about adventure. It's very gregarious, outgoing energy, very fiery, it feels like, too, and courageous. They feel very courageous. So this could be talking about some sort of romantic relationship for you. Obviously, interpreting that connected to your own situation, own unique situation. But the message here is that when you love, your life is changed forever. So this idea of introducing more love in your life, whether that is from the outside, so some person or peoples, or whether it's from the inside, self-love, and in that inwardly focused, strong connection and love that you have for yourself, which often sets the tone for everything else in your life. What you accept, what you what you believe that you're worth, and what you're willing to accept in your life is often connected to the love that you have for yourself and how you view you. So we also have Rhodonite added to the conversation today. So what I see in Rhodonite is this idea of forgiveness. Finding a way to forgive. It takes courage to do that as well. And, if there is some sort of difficult situation that happened in the past, forgiving not only that person, but forgiving yourself as well. Sometimes we forget to forgive ourselves in those types of situations, forgive the part that we had to play, the whatever that might have been for that situation. And then Lapis Lazuli talks about decisions. So making a decision and taking action, taking a chance, not being afraid, tapping into the courage that exists inside of you to try something. Get out there, try something. Don't be afraid to mess up, to make mistakes, because we all do, and that is a part of life. Life is an adventure, the whole thing. The whole life is an adventure, and you are meant to navigate through it. And sometimes things are there are challenges, and sometimes those challenges are external and sometimes they're internal, and we just in general have to navigate through those. And those are navigating through those, really, that is kind of the richness, if you will, of our life experiences. So we have the Six of Wands. So celebrating your accomplishments, celebrating the just overall, like the things that you participate in, the things that you determine worthy of your time and your energy, and having accomplished those things, whatever those things are, and not just moving on to the next thing right away, but being recognized and recognizing yourself and acknowledging the efforts and work and diligence or whatever that you put into something is going to be important for you. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune, and the Wheel of Fortune really suggests some changes. So I feel like that's kind of been a theme here, an action. We're making decisions. We're moving on from past situations. We are putting courage is not the absence of fear. It is, taking on the adventure, taking the chance in spite of fear. And so we are making moves, we're making changes, we're celebrating what we've done, and then, also moving forward. And in the Six of Wands, I also see triumph. So some successes coming from taking that chance and understanding that you're safe, your courage protects you, and that spirit also gives you the tools that you need to protect yourself. So your spirit of discernment, your logic and emotional intelligence and intuition, all of those energies work together to protect you. So do not be afraid to go out there and live your life. The Wheel of Fortune is also suggesting that, if things might not have been going in your favor recently or currently, that there's a suggestion here in the Wheel of Fortune that things are going to be turning around, and there's going to be some luck on your side, or positive fortune acting in your favor. And we have the Three of Cups, which I feel like is connected to the Six of Wands. So the Three of Cups, to me, is like the party card, but it's like celebrating with the people that are closest to you, and just I feel like it's also like companionship and celebration. There feels to be this very kind of triangulated emotional support, and I feel like it's connected to this idea of love in a platonic sense. Here it feels platonic in this situation, with like friends and close family members, either celebrating your success or just really just being able to connect with your friend circle and your family members, and really just love on each other. And if there's any tension or struggle or issue inside your close circles, so close friends, close family members, even like a partner or romantic interest, I feel like resolving that, forgiving any past issues is really going to bring about a more harmonious and loving, working through challenges with people actually strengthens the relationship. And again, that might be, that's going to take courage, setting boundaries and connecting with, forgiving or reconnecting with people that we've had issues with, especially friends and family, can be really difficult. And then setting strong boundaries after you have that conversation, so that your boundaries can be respected in the future. And in the Ace of Wands, what I'd see, I feel like this message is really connected to the Wheel of Fortune. This idea of a spark of energy, a spark of passion and excitement to take the adventure, whatever that looks like for you, taking that chance, on love. And love, like I said, it could be a many different things, and it could have nothing to do at all with humans. It could be the love of some sort of passion that you have, something that you've been interested in, or something that's been calling to you for a period of time, and maybe you've been ignoring it or thinking that there's just no way, like maybe you don't know where to start, or you don't think that there's a way that it could be successful. And I feel like there is a message here that, if something did pop into your head or pop into your heart when I mentioned that, pursue it, chase it down, figure out what it is, and instead of telling yourself it's impossible or it can't be done, tell yourself, how could I do this? What do I need to do in order to make this come to fruition? And this really kind of reminds me of teaching for me. So I teach at the college level, in addition to working full-time and being a spiritual, being outside of like the spiritual world. And, I was already working full-time, and I'm a parent and all these other sorts of things, and my schedule was nice and full already, but I was like, I feel called to teach. So how can I make this happen? It was more of like a how can rather than a this can't happen, and just already kind of putting it down and putting negative energy in it. If it called to your heart, if it sparks that interest, excitement, curiosity, you smile when this thing is talked about or when you think about this thing, it is worth pursuing. It is worth taking that chance on that thing as well, because again, I do see triumph. I feel like taking that risk, taking that chance, walking out on faith and having courage is actually going to yield you a really positive, strong, successful outcome that is going to just kind of move things in a very positive way toward wherever you want it to go. So just bearing all of that in mind. So beautiful soul, these are the messages that I have channeled for you today. I hope this was helpful for you. If something resonated, do drop a comment down below and let me know it did. Click like and subscribe to my YouTube channel if we are not already connected here on YouTube. If you're interested in your own personal reading, please do connect with me on Etsy. Link is in the description. Thank you so much for your time and energy, and I will see you in an upcoming reading. Bye. Hi, group number 2, and welcome to your Soulful7 reading, where we have our mythical beings and mythical creatures and mythical energies full of magic and light and love, with messages for you. So you selected fairies to guide you today, so we are going to be shuffling out guiding energy from our fairy oracle deck here. And I'm actually really excited to hear what the fairies have to say to you. Such energetic, sprightly, very kind of earthy, airy energy with our fairies. So let's see what guiding message they have for you. So the Tree of Wisdom. The initial idea, thought, or message that came to my mind was ancestors, ancestral energy. I do feel like your ancestors are present here in this message, in this reading, and that wisdom in your roots, if that makes any sense, doing some root work, connecting with your ancestral energy through root work is a strong message that's coming through for you, group number 2. So the fairies, the fairies are suggesting that this tree energy, tree spirits, will help navigate you through a current situation that you're going through, or maybe something that's coming really soon. So connecting with your ancestral energy, again, through root work, is a really strong message here. And I might, let me just, very interesting. This idea of insight being revealed to you by connecting. I'm actually just grabbing my Hoodoo tarot deck really quickly, which I use for root work videos, and we're gonna shuffle out a couple of messages from your ancestors. I just feel like they're talking right now, and I want to respect that by connecting with my Hoodoo tarot. All right. Your fairy guide wants you to pay attention to sounds and music, lyrics, basically that answers to questions that you've had, wisdom and insight, very much so coming through sound. I also feel like sound healing. So if you are interested in sound healing, or it's been something that maybe you thought about or maybe you haven't thought about, I feel like that's a message here as well. This idea of sound healing is also coming through. Yeah, we have Miss Ida. So Miss Ida is the Empress energy equivalent. So this idea of your ancestors are really coming through and sharing the message that insight, talking about insight, which I feel like is very connected to this tree. I feel like they're sharing that insight, that knowledge, that wisdom that you need is already inside of you, and tapping into respecting and trusting your emotional intelligence and your intuition is actually going to be a really strong, positive in your life. So really just connecting. This card popped too. The Two of Sticks. There's a suggestion here of some kind of a sojourn and planning for some kind of a sojourn, and following your passions is also the message that I'm receiving from your ancestors. Like following what you truly want to do. And if you feel like you don't know what you want to do, your ancestors are saying, you know what you want to do. It's inside of you. You just have to slow down long enough to hear and to listen. There's lots of messages around sound. I'm getting really hyped because I can feel the messages rolling through, and your ancestors are very animated, but there's a very calm, divine feminine presence that feels very matriarchal. So it could be a grandmother, it could be a great like grandmother, grand aunt, something of that nature, but this person's very matriarchal. Their messages are very clear, very strong, but very like loving and sincere. It's really beautiful energy. So slow down, pause, allow things to unfold. Look at the imagery on this card for a second. Let's just, so beautiful. But even with the candles back here, this just to me connects to the Two of Sticks, which sticks in this deck is a fire energy. And so feels like there's a really strong message around potentially connecting with another person. Could be some sort of romantic relationship. But I feel like in general, it's like you connecting with your passions and pursuing your passions, slowing down enough to plan and find a way to achieve and go after your passions and what you truly want out of your life. And listening So if you're the type of person that talks a lot, I feel like there's a really strong message around listening and paying attention to sound, lyrics, and just like anything that comes through your ears, being just extra sensitive and aware of that. So we have Aventurine rolling into the conversation. Create your own luck. I like that message. I feel like the message here is create your own luck by going out there and pursuing what you're passionate about and what you're interested in and where your talents lie and live. And we all know that I love labradorite. I have a soft, squishy place in my heart and soul for labradorite, because it is a crystal that represents magic. And I do feel like your message in particular is very magically infused. I feel like your ancestors are very present, and the fairy energy, I feel like it's almost like the fairies like retrieved this individual, specifically this very divine feminine strong energy. But I feel like your ancestors and your fairy guides are just reminding you that you are magic. You don't practice magic. You are magic. You create your own luck by pursuing your passions, your dreams, by leaning into what you know inside of yourself and trusting your intuition and trusting your emotional intelligence to guide you, slowing down long enough. I mean, our world is always moving so fast that it's really difficult sometimes to figure out whether we're coming or going. And I feel like there's a really strong message for you to slow down. And if you aren't certain what you want in the direction that you're going, take the time to do that. And if you are certain, take the time to make a plan. Take a time to make a plan before you venture out, if you will. Ooh, card popped out intensely for you. Let's see what it was. I'm struggling. All right. I love it. So we have the Chariot, which we already talked about venturing out. We talked about this idea of an adventure on the horizon. And I feel like the Chariot just confirms that. The Chariot also implies that there's a decision that needs to be made, and a direction needs to be selected, which I feel like your spirit guides are saying that use your intuition to make that decision, use your emotional intelligence to make that decision. And then we have the Magician popping up, really just reiterating the message around magic. You are magic. You are magical. And I feel like Labradorite and the Magician are just speaking loudly to each other, and I feel like the Chariot and the Two of Sticks are communicating with each other as well, because this idea of adventure, making a choice, a direction, coming up with a plan, creating your own luck by tapping into your magical abilities, trusting your intuition, your powers of discernment, your inner magic and wisdom in order to guide and direct your life into the next phase, into the next step, whatever that looks like for you. Beautiful soul. Just really, really beautiful, strong, loving energy present in your reading. I hope you felt it too. These are the messages that I've channeled for you from your fairy guides as well as your ancestors. I feel like we're very, very present here today. I hope this was helpful. If something resonated, do drop a comment. Let me know what did. Click like and subscribe to my YouTube channel if we're not already connected here on YouTube. And if you're interested in your own personal reading, do connect with me on my Etsy shop. Link is in the description below. Yes, thank you so much for your time and energy, and I will see you in an upcoming reading. Bye. Hello, group number 3, and welcome to your Soulful7 reading, where we are being guided by our mythical beings and mythical creatures today, and you selected the mermaids with their messages, their beautiful, emotive, watery, focused messages of love and light for you. So we're going to go ahead and shuffle out some guiding energy from our mermaids for you today. See what guiding message. Oh, I love that. Miracles. The first energies that I am receiving off of this guiding energy is this idea of it feels like hope. It feels like expect the unexpected. It feels like the impossible is possible. These are just kind of messages that are floating right across my heart space. I feel like something is coming for you that is unexpected. Something that maybe you didn't think was possible, but you took a step of faith. This is the message I'm receiving. You took a step of faith on something that you thought the chances were really low, that it would be successful, but you took the step, you took the chance. And I feel like your spirit guides, your mermaid spirit guides are saying that your faith is going to pay off. So we have embrace your emotions. Allow your feelings to surface and be accepted. I really love this since we are talking about, and the messages are being guided by our mermaid energy. I do feel like embracing your emotions, connecting with yourself at an emotive level and respecting that side of yourself. I feel like, in a society so focused on worldly knowledge and wisdom and the tangibleness and intellect that we ignore sometimes, or we discredit our other tools of wisdom and knowledge, which is our emotional side as well as our intuitive side, and they are just as valid as our logic, as our mind, and as our reasoning. So I just wanted that to be abundantly clear, and your mermaids are, your mermaid guides are suggesting that as well. And I feel like embracing this emotion, leaning on things that are unseen, like faith, is coming back around with a reward, if you will. So that's just what I'm feeling for that. We have Rainbow Obsidian, heal your heart. I'm also feeling like maybe some of you have lost someone recently, or someone is unwell. Maybe you recently either got out of a relationship or had some sort of a difficult falling out with someone really close to you. But it just, I feel like there is a message there to embrace those emotions. Sometimes we try to act like we're unaffected, but we are affected. And if you're affected, just acknowledge that, even if it's just to yourself, acknowledging that you're affected, that you are hurting, or however you're feeling, and embrace that. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with any of those feelings and emotions. Embrace your emotions. They're valid, and they're there for a reason. We have them for a reason. They serve a purpose. So healing your heart, focusing on feeling your emotions, working through the challenge and the difficulty and the hurt and the pain, calling it out, calling the emotion what it is. This is shame. This is jealousy. This is heartbreak. This is disappointment. Whatever it is, put a name on it so that you can release it. It's difficult to release something that you don't know what it is. But if you put a name on it, which means you have to take accountability for it. Like, yes, I'm jealous. I am jealous. And by saying I am jealous, you're saying, you know what? I can release that jealousy. I release that jealousy. It's not serving me. It's low vibrational. You can, when you put a name to it, you can release it. And that's going to help with the healing process. And then we have Jade. So be the bigger person. You're being encouraged to be the bigger person. So if there is some sort of falling out, some sort of difficulty or challenge with another, person close to you, you are being encouraged to be the person to take that step out and open the door of communication. And you're really doing this for yourself, perfectly, to be honest, because that's a part of your healing as well. You cannot control the other person, and you shouldn't want to, but you can control yourself. And I feel like there's a strong message around, and something to be said around being the bigger person, because that does help you. You're acknowledging what your part in the issue or the difficulty or the challenge, and then you are able to then move on emotionally. You're able to release whatever that is and move on without that other person's acknowledgement or forgiveness or whatever. You're healing yourself by releasing that energy. So we do have the Lovers. So this could be suggesting that whatever this is for some of you might be some sort of situation with a partner. The Lovers also talks about having choices, options. And I feel like there's a strong message here around the fact that you have options, you have choices. So don't feel like you are stuck in a relationship or a particular situation. Your spirit guides just want you to know that you have options and choices. You might just have to do a little bit more digging and dig a little bit deeper to figure out what those are, if you're not seeing them right now. Ooh, we have the Ace of Cups. I love this. This whole reading, it just feels so connected to each other. Everything just feels really connected. The Ace of Cups really talks about a new beginning, a spark, a potential in the space and place of love. And again, love being so many different things, not just romantic love, but it also talks about love for ourselves, love of something, love of, friendship love, familial love, platonic love, friendship love, just all types of love. Love comes in so many shapes and forms. So be expansive when you're thinking about what this could mean for you. But it's really talking about a newness, a new start. So it could be a new start to a spiritual life, a spiritual walk, a newness or a renewal in your relationships or spirituality or creativity, because creativity is also connected to Cups energy. Creativity, creative expression, spirituality, love, all of that beautiful energy. So again, be open and expansive to what that Ace of Cups could mean. I love that we had the Empress show up here for you. The Empress is all about abundance. Feels very Venus energy to me. Very loving, very open. It feels like a muse as well, like muse energy, fertility. So being mindful of that. If you are interested in expanding your family, the Empress does suggest that, that's possible, even if there's been some negativity around that. This idea of like that miracles are guiding your message, I feel like is noteworthy for some of you to mention. I also feel like if you're not trying to expand your family, being mindful of that as well. And then this idea of abundance, and the Empress energy is this really beautiful, divine feminine nurturing, nourishing. I feel like she's also connected to like building community, building a strong community and support around you. It feels like a very, very open energy as well. And that healing your heart is important to receiving abundance and nourishment and receiving love and receiving just support. Support. And yeah, just being open to this new energy, this new opportunity that's coming your way. And we had the Magician. You had a lot of powerhouses, group number 3. Your mermaids are coming all the way out for you today. So the Magician is really suggesting here that you have the power, the magic to manifest the life that you want. The Empress is suggesting abundance, manifesting abundance, having options and choices with the Lovers. So Gemini energy is very present here, very loud with the Magician and the Lovers card. So this could be referring to you. This could be referring to a lover, current or future. I feel like this could also be referring to, Gemini energy is air, mutable air energy. And I feel like it's also connected to this idea of being mindful of your mind, your mental space, and understanding that your mind manifests your life. Your life is a reflection of your thoughts, what you think about yourself, what you're willing to accept for yourself, how you communicate with spirit and with the universe, and making sure that what you desire, what's in your heart chakra, is not being morphed or disformed or disfigured when it goes through your throat chakra, which is covered by that air energy. That throat chakra energy is that air energy. It's your thoughts. It's your communication center. Before it goes up into the ether. So being very mindful of your thoughts and understanding that they are setting the intentions for your life, understanding that you have the power of choice and decisions and, options, as well as the power to manifest an abundant, beautiful life. You have, wonderful new opportunities coming your way. And like I said, just options, decisions and options. And I personally like options. But just thinking of that from a point in a place of abundance. I feel like this message is really specific, and so I'm going to share it. But your spirit guides, if you really connected with this idea of growing your family, and maybe you've been having difficulties or challenges doing that, options. And I feel like spirit is sharing with you that there are many ways for miracles to work in your favor. There are many ways for this idea of a miracle to come to life. So don't limit yourself. Don't limit your options. Come from a place of abundance on how you might be able to achieve your goal, which is expanding your family and adding other humans to your family, and just keeping an open heart and an open mind. And I feel like it's coming, but it's only going to come if your heart is open to these many options that I'm feeling spirit kind of just running through right now in my mind. So just keep an open heart and keep your options open, and understand that the miracle of life can come in so many different shapes and forms, and changing someone's life by giving them life is present. If that's what you desire, you are in a place of manifestation to receive that. So just keep your mind and heart open to the possibilities. So beautiful soul, these are the messages that I have channeled for you today. I hope this was helpful, enlightening, encouraging, and healing for you. I personally feel like your mermaid guides came all the way through for you. So don't forget to thank them for that. If something resonated for you, please do drop a comment down below and let me know it did. Click like and subscribe to my YouTube channel if we're not already connected here on YouTube. And if you're interested in your own personal reading, you can connect with me on Etsy. Link is in the description. Thank you so much for your time and your beautiful energy today, and I will see you in an upcoming reading.